Hey guys, I'm Gentle Occasion, and today I'm interrupting this broadcast with some breaking news. No, we've got the other day I said I would love to know more about these bloody dwarves that were in Lustria for some reason. I'm sure there's a reason, but I don't know why. I've not been able to keep up with the latest Warhammer Fantasy roleplay supplements, but there's a Lustria book there, and I bet that's got something to do, something about that, but I don't have it. If someone wants to donate, I'll buy it today. Well, someone donated, so I bought it that day. Here it is. Yay. Isn't that fun? So, and there is indeed a couple of things here that you guys might find interesting about, the spine of Sotek dwarfs in Total War Warhammer 3. First off, right, there's a whole it's not like a whole chapter. It's just like, this little double page talking about the sort of various, like how people feel about Lustria, what they happen to know about it, kind of how much is known about Lustria by the outside world and outside world's interest in Lustria in the first place. A lot of humans think it's really cool, know very little about it. Elves know quite a lot about it, aren't particularly interested, that kind of thing. Dwarfs, halflings and ogres all get the same subheading, so you can already tell that there's probably not going to be a hell of a lot that dwarfs care about with regards to Lustria. So, the dwarfs are not generally interested in the continent of Lustria. Yeah, kind of figured that. It is far from their mountain holdings, and exploration of new lands is not a priority, in contrast to the desire to reclaim what they have lost. Whilst individual dwarfs may become explorers and treasure seekers, no dwarf hold has sought to sponsor an expedition or establish a settlement in Lustria. In regard to what they know of Lustria's history, the dwarfs have much in common with the High Elves, though they would resent being told so, in that an ancestral knowledge of the Old Ones has become intertwined with legends about their own forebears. So, pretty cool. That's it. That's literally all about the dwarfs, all their interests. So you think, okay, well, then what the hell are they doing in Lustria then, in Total War Warhammer 3? Well, there's one other entry, right? And it's literally just about the settlement of the Mine of the Bearded Skulls. I say settlement, it's, landmark, really. It's not even a settlement. It's just a place that's interesting and might be a mine. Yeah, I know, that's how vague this stuff is. So the Mine of the Bearded Skulls is a strange place, even by Lustria's standards. It lies high in the spine of Sotek, a place where snow laces the peaks, and which the cold-blooded lizardmen avoid. It is only known about thanks to a luckless Imperial sailor who, finding themselves wrecked off the Mud Isles, attempted to cross the spine in hopes of finding help. As icy blizzards tore through her, the sailor praised Sigmar in hopes of finding a cave. Exhausted and frostbitten, she immediately fell unconscious. The next day, the sailor woke to find herself staring into the empty eyes of a bearded skull. More skulls clustered along every wall, stretching off into the distance, more even than Mor's grand ossuaries, Mor, of course, being the god of death for, the human pantheon. People debate what the sailor's discovery meant, with theories ranging from the long-lost dwarf to a long-lost dwarf mine to a hitherto unknown civilization who called the mountains home. I'm thinking it might be the latter. Maybe. Most put it down to mere hallucinations, as the sailor was later found wandering the mangrove coast, delirious with fever. When asked how she made it across the mountains all the way to the eastern coast, the sailor could only mumble about a golden door opening in the cave's deepest reaches. She followed stairs which twisted and turned in upon themselves, until she lost all understanding of direction, even of up and down. She described great silent structures gleaming silver in the dark. Silver Tower, might be some Tzeentchian stuff going on there, especially with the sort of like weird, dimensional gobbledygook in that place. Up is down, left is right, who knows. She described great silent structures gleaming silver, and glass spires filled with brackish green liquid in which strange creatures floated. That sounds like a sort of a Skaven laboratory or something. Her ramblings continued like this, becoming less and less coherent, until at last she died, a victim of the Lustrian brain fluke. That's a disease that rots people's brains, basically. But also, maybe she didn't die of that. Maybe everyone just assumed that was the case, because people from Lustria tend to get that and then die spouting nonsense. So maybe she was being honest, but died of some other malady. Possibly the, proximity to wherever the hell she was might have been what killed her. Like, who knows? Are they dwarfs? I don't know. I honestly have no idea, and I don't think you're supposed to know. But what I find interesting is that this book makes it very clear that there's a lot of the lore of the Lisbon tends to be a bit piecemeal, especially like the old ones, right? Whether they like elevated species or created them. In this case, they consider both to be the same. So they talk about how all the ancestors of like humans, dwarves, you know, all the lesser races, they all existed when the old ones arrived on the planet, and then they created the races. So it's like they molded the civilizations. Perhaps maybe they did do some, you know, molding of them. You know, their biology or something as well to like actually elevate them. But maybe this place was where the dwarfs first were. You know, there's no dwarfs in Lustria because the old ones didn't think that that's where they should live. They went, you're going to live here, and they dropped them in place. It even talks in this book about how they separated all the lesser species, you know, all the lesser races, so they could like develop on their own. And so they made sure that the elves and dwarfs were far apart, so they could develop separately, you know, in their own way. And so, yeah, with the world originally being a Pangaea, until the old ones, you know, with the help of the Slan, moved all the continents about, or I guess, you know, the Slan did it on the behest of the old ones. Maybe that's where they found the original dwarfs, and then they turned them into the dwarfs we know now, dropping them in the, you know, in the, God, what the hell are the mountain range called? The, why can't I remember the mountain range that the dwarfs live in? I've got too much Lustria in my head now. I've forgotten all other Warhammer. But anyway, maybe it just dropped them there. So maybe this is where the dwarfs started. You know, that's where they were originally, which I think is pretty cool. And so perhaps this is the oldest dwarf hold before they even built holds for themselves. This is just the random cave that their species, you know, evolved in long before the old ones arrived. And I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that's a fun theory, and I think that's exciting. And, yeah, so Total War Warhammer 3, yeah, Creative Assembly just went, there's mountains, that's a good place for dwarfs to go. There's clearly got some connection to dwarfs, and we need the variety in terms of gameplay. We need some more factions other than just Skaven and Lizardmen. And I guess Greenskins too. In Lustria, we should add some more variety. And so they did, and I think that's fair enough, and good enough, frankly. I think that's a good enough excuse, because it's fun having them around. So I'm glad they are. Anyway, that's what I've learned. So thank you for actually, you know, donating me the money for this book. And of course, if you guys do actually just want me to get more source books, you can just donate me the money on PayPal and tell me buy source books, and I'll buy stuff on my list, and it'll help enrich other campaigns we play. But you know, otherwise, just enjoy my content. I'm going to end this recording now. I have a remote on my phone. Isn't that cool? Isn't technology cool? Anyway, enjoy the episode. Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today, Tehenhauin. We're doing Tehenhauin stuff and Gorm stuff. That's right, our episode is not Gormless. God, that's so funny. I'm such a funny man. We're gonna fight things. It's gonna be good. Yeah, I think things are going well. And Tom Phillips is heading over here too. I think he's got an army good enough to hold off some quite scary things. But I would really appreciate it if we had like a couple of stompy dinosaurs that could really anchor our lines. So it might be worth getting maybe like a blessed carnosaur or two. We should save up for those. We only need 1,800 points. We'll do it. One day. Because that would be really useful. I'd feel much safer if he had those. Copper Landing has things to do, like growth building. Yes, please. Yeah, that's not bad. We got some alright growth at the moment, 195. But we might as well invest like a little bit more to get it higher, because I do want to get all these big and strong. Oh, we could actually get that big and strong right now. Probably do the next turn. We'll get back to that level of, you know, growth quickly. Luther Harkon wants a peace treaty. No peace. Just war. So I'm channeling Karl Franz all of a sudden. Okay, this latest spawning of Saurus warriors appear to be far more belligerent than any you remember in recent times. Ferocity and resolve are called for when combating the foe. I thought it said calculate the foe, I don't know why. Anyway, but your forces must also consider the great plan's higher purpose and not sacrifice themselves unduly. Will you embrace their vicious nature or order restraining for a more balanced army? So do we want to give ourselves more melee attack or more melee defense? Melee defense is more powerful. It's just better. The calculation for attacking it's sort of like leveraged lower, so your chance to attack, I think it has like a base chance to hit of something like 30%. At least it used to be. I think they occasionally change these, so I'm not entirely sure what the number is at the moment. But it's something like 30% chance to hit if melee attack and defense are the same. Right? And then any difference between melee attack and defense is a percentage one way or the other to a minimum and maximum of 10% or 90% chance to hit. So basically, if you have to have that 90% chance to hit, you have to have 60 higher melee attack than they have defense. Which sounds mad, but it is actually like a lot more plausible when you factor in charge bonuses, which will just add to the melee attack when you initially attack, and then it just like depletes over time. So each like consecutive attack gets less of the charge bonus. But anyway, that first attack, you're hitting for that sort of 90% chance. Most of the time you have a pretty high charge bonus. Unless they've got like, immune to charge or whatever it's called, the charge resistance thing. In which case you don't get the charge bonus. Obviously, that doesn't apply. But anyway, let's get melee defense. Because that weighting just means that extra 7% really means that it's really difficult for them to hit you. So, let's see. I mean, it will mean our melee attack will be lower, of course. Which means that their melee defense will be higher by... Maybe it makes literally no difference in melee. Okay, so now... You need to do that. What happened to your units, Gorm? Didn't you have more units than that? Did we lose somebody? Didn't we used to have some skink cohorts with javelins? Did I lose someone and not realise? Might have done. Might have done. So we don't have any money. We're earning such a tiny quantity of money. Alright, let's kill Karnath Crimson Reaper. You'd never guessed that he was in Khorne's faction. With a name like that, you expect him to be like a merchant in Talea or something, I am Karnath Crimson Reaper. Would you like silks? I would love silks, thank you. Thanks so much. Did you reap them yourself? Only the crimson silks. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Karnath. Right, let's probably should fight it. I mean, we can do this without loss, but also I really want to just use the Great Invocation of Sotek as many times as I can before we run out of time to use it. Because, big snake. Big snake, guys. Big snake. All hail Big Snake. Okay. So. Fighting in a lizard temple. We're on home ground, guys. We're on home ground. But yeah, we definitely need to liberate this place. Got it. We got it. Weirdly, I'm looking at this. This is so alien to me. Why haven't we seen this before? And I guess we have had we've had mostly walled lizardman settlements, haven't we? We just haven't had any minor settlement battles yet. I was just thinking, surely we've been fighting in lizardman cities a lot. Like, a lot. Like, we're in Lustria. What else is there? So yeah, a little taken aback by that. Let's get a ranged boy in every gap here. And then let's maybe just put a couple of skinks in here, I guess you can also go in the middle. Sure. And then we'll put an Ark of Sotek over here. I mean, a Blessed Stegid on the middle so it can just shoot straight down the pipe. I don't know what we're going to do with you guys yet. Probably fill in some gaps. You should probably go in the middle too, because you're the big boy. And we'll have you go this side with Croxicor help. Yeah, how's that sound? Sound good? I think this will be a fun time. Do I need to lock them? No, that feels silly to me. You know what? I'm just going to grab fistfuls of people and start squishing them forwards. Alright, just get squashed all up in there, okay? Same with you guys. Let's just really wedge you in, alright? Are we just going to be shooting our Croxgals in the back? Maybe. Maybe just keep our Croxgals in reserve. Because like having like a single model, I don't think is too bad. You know, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. But having, yeah, having the Croxagals just blocking that whole way. Oh, so we have Croak, obviously. Silly me. Alright, let's move you forward too. Anyone want to fight us? These guys want to fight us. Yeah, doggos are gone. Yeah, I feel like we're going to be hitting our own guys a lot, but also, like, do I mind? Do I really mind? Maybe not. Let's get slightly, like, further down the slope, I think. Get some good damage into those bloodletters. And you guys could be able to shoot over the top. I certainly hope so. Oh, they have the towers shooting as well, of course. So they are going to do some damage, so we can't be too slow about this. Maybe I should just charge in like an absolute loony. Alright, double snakes. They're no match for double snake. Alright, let's go for them because they're like in front of us. And yeah, you guys are going up this way too. And we're going to both you line up here. Cool. You guys run up in here. Our Stegadon is going to back him up. Yep. And yeah, this is working great. This is working out really well. Like marauders and things. You know, what's the problem with that? No problem at all. Okay. Is that a good place for snakes? You know, for Big Snake? Who I'm pretty sure is a Kojima character. Oh, hello. Hello, Karnath Crimson Reaper. I have come for your silks. Give me your silks. Also, we do have the space laser as well. Which I would love to use. Ooh, yeah, let's use over here. Sorry. Ark of Sotek. My bad. Space laser. Or spazer. Oh, God. Space laser, no! Why do you go so far? That is so much further than I thought it was going to go. It's fine. Alright, let's bring you up here. You can kill them. That's cool. Alright, there's a lot going on over here. He's nearly dead. I can't believe how quickly we've just decimated that guy. Here, here's birds. Take birds. They call me the Birdman. No one calls me the Birdman. One day. One day, guys. One day. Alright, you sit tight. You can shoot at those Chaos Warriors with halberds. That would be cool. I'd enjoy that. So, oh yeah, I put them both over here. I was like, where's my other guy from the middle? Moved him already. Moved him already. You guys, you can shoot the other halberd boys. Let's get you up in the middle too. Might as well. More snakes? You know what? Big snake. Big snake. I wonder if it'll bounce off the terrain. We'll see. Alright, come on, Big Snake. The best Kojima character. Rawr. Big Snake. Alright, there we go. Big Snake killed everything. Well, we'll throw some birds at them too. Okay, let's get them. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's run down here so we can just keep shooting them in the side. That would be fun. Okay, they're melting. I mean, I can throw snakes at them. Feels like a waste. Waste of snakes. Alright, those are just marauders, so yeah, none of this really concerns me too much. Alright, let's just poke them with a little spell, you know? Pizza time, I think he shouted. Alright, more snakes, sure. And birds. Alright, let's just back you away from there. Yeah, that'll do. How are you guys getting on? Do you want to just shoot things down here? That'd be cool. Alright, there's a lot of halberdiers on the way down here. Which is interesting. Which I think will be alright dealing with. Yeah, okay, they're starting to break. Good. Alright, well done, boys. Maybe shoot that with the last of your... shots. Maybe I'll destroy that before, you know, things go awry. Alright, let's shoot them now. Oh crap, you're out of ammo. Alright, you know what? Fine. I'll just do that. And then we'll hit them with the biggest spell we have. That seems like a waste. They're already basically dead. Never mind. Never mind. That was very cowardly of them. Ooh, got more space lasers. We should have it pointing the correct direction this time. You know? Though I feel like everything has buckled here already. I don't know, let's just do it. And space laser. And we'll hit the leadership. And oh god, don't surge forward now. It's fine. Alright, snakes. Always more snakes. Okay, good. We defeated the tower. Not the one over here, though. I should have you shoot that tower. It might take a little while, though. Croak's having a good time, just, you know, vibing over there. Alright, let's buff some boys. This seems to be going very well, doesn't it? These demons aren't really standing a chance. Yeah, those blood letters are going to be gone in no time. And... oh, Chaos Warriors are cornered with halberds. Let's just use the big spell, because we can. You know, just because we can. Oh yeah, they're going to be very upset by that. Kablooey! Didn't even do that much damage to say it was the biggest one. Very little damage to say it was the biggest one, actually. I thought it had more armor piercing than that. Alright, demons are being banished back to hell. Go, my little skinky boys. Yeah, I do really like the orange skinks. They look great. The, you know, Tehenhauin's, palette is very good. Very good palette for him. Yeah, and even the, chameleon skinks, like bright blue, they look really cool. I do absolutely adore how they just stick, like, lizards to their heads and their arms and things, so they just look like a bunch of, like, frolicking, you know, toads when they're submerged in a pool. It's very stupid, but it's absolutely marvellous. Close victory. Alright. Good stuff. Crown of Command? Yeah, fine. Right, loot and occupy, because that's what we always do. Okay, I like to think loot and occupy when it's like a Lisbon city. I like to think of it as just like a real, like, a real aggressive, deep clean, you know? It's like, oh, there's chaos over this. Should we give it a what? No, chuck it out. Alright, just chuck it out. It's got chaos on it, just get rid of it, okay? You don't need 20 stellae. Alright, you just need the one. Throw the rest out. And then we just, yeah, sell them in a car boot. We're going to do things. I don't know what. Ancient Cunning. Yeah, that sounds great. Make him masterful at ambushing. And Token, let's get you a Scarred Veteran. And Croak. God, everything Croak has is amazing. But yeah, let's give him his regen. Let's give him his regen. It's just so powerful. He's such a good boy, isn't he? Such a good boy. Okay, let's see. Oh, and yeah, I couldn't remember if he was first or second generation. He's first generation. He's first generation, so he would have. So he's still around before the cataclysm. So he would have, you know, he would have directly spoken to the old ones. Maybe? I don't know. Did the old ones ever even, like... Did they even speak to people? I don't know. Did they just dish out plans through plaques, you know, delivered to them? Like, who can say? It's all a mystery. But they were certainly, you know, contemporaries of the old ones on this planet. Do we need any... You know what? There's that one settlement down here I want to upgrade. So let's do that. Oh, do I want to upgrade the port? It would also it would also give me some more growth as well as money. And that give me money as well as money. No, we need to do that. We need to do that. That'll give us growth too. But we need to get more building slots. Just develop. We need to develop our settlements. I mean, our income does keep going up. Each turn it goes up by a few hundred, it seems. Which is pretty good. I would love to recruit more things, mate. I really would. I would love to. Right. What is the plan? Do I take this over now? Because Skulltaker's going to be around here somewhere, because he wasn't here. So he is going to be in one of these settlements and will probably pounce on poor old Tom. And I don't know what he's got in store for us. I mean, we've got quite a good army. But it's still just Skinks. They're pretty flimsy. Things like chariots, we have no counter for. We have no way of stopping a bunch of chariots. So, I think we're just going to be jerks. And an ambush and just let Tehenhauin catch up, basically. And yeah, you keep replenishing. You have very good replenishment, so you'll be looking pretty good soon. Let's do another Rite of Awakening, because we can just do those whenever. Let's see, I've done life and metal, haven't I? Let's do light. Probably still not gonna get a slam. Okay, the Ghost of Parhawks has been performed. No, hasn't been performed. They performed the Rite of Awakening. We're all doing it. Alright, Tankwak. Let's get you. More Thunderbolt. I just love Oran's Thunderbolt. It's so good. It didn't used to be great. It used to be a bit like, eh. But that was a long time ago. It's been really good for a while. Like, it used to be, the only real reason for it is that it would one-shot artillery pieces. So if you were fighting against a faction that was likely to have a bunch of artillery pieces, you could, like, snipe them, essentially. You could just take them out. Even stuff like Queen Bess, stuff like that, you just go, boop, dead. So it's really useful. You know, it's quite a useful tool to have. Especially because you could have a spellcaster. For Lizardmen, it's especially useful because you could have a spellcaster on a Pterodon. So you can be really quick. So you could just zip around, avoid fire. You know, if people wanted to shoot at you, try and shoot you down with their artillery, you could bob and weave quite effectively. You know, this is all like multiplayer talk, you know. Because yeah, that's how this channel started, the multiplayer channel. I don't think I've played a single game of multiplayer in Warhammer 3. Do I want to recruit anything here? I really do, because I want to crack on, you know, and deal with these guys. But I'm also wondering, are any of these things worth recruiting? What do I really want in this army? Because I think it would be great to have some Croxagors or something. So, like, a couple of Sacred Croxagors with their, you know, like, great mass, great weapon strength, and magic attacks? That's all really useful for being in a front line where you might be fighting, like, ghosts or whatever, right? Or, you know, you need to kill things in a hurry, so, you know, just having that big punch damage for dealing with Depth Guard or something that might be replenishing while in combat with you. And certainly, you know, outlast some Skinks. So it's, yeah, it would be good to have. They're so expensive, though. Where do I even recruit those? I don't know. Is it here? Yeah, here. That's too far away, isn't it? It just, I don't want to spend the money. I don't really want to spend the money on global recruitment when I'm so broke and their upkeep is quite high. And 4 turns I have to wait. But yeah, that cost is crazy. We'd be saving a few thousand by running off. And the alternative is sit around here forever. So I think maybe I just want to book it back home. Which, why is that such a difficult journey? Just moving from there to there. That's a turn, apparently? I'm not sure this calculated right. You know? Or this just counts as, like, mountain pass. Way that's slowing us down, I don't really know. But let's go to the Monument of Izatal. I don't know the Temple of Kara being occupied by humans. That won't do. This we don't need to fight. We'll just have it. And we'll loot and occupy, obviously. Oh, we could liberate this cave. Yeah, no, maybe not. Administrator. This one ensures that the hosts are well supplied and equipped, so that the wheels of war stay greased always. 120 or more battles, huh? Campaign movement range +8. I like that. 8% movement is good percent movement. Can we give it to you? No. You? Administrator. There we go. What do I get rid of? I like all the post-battle stuff. I like the post-battle stuff. Do we get rid of the Consul of Calith? We can give that to someone else. Have an administrator. Cool. Although these two aren't really doing much, but I guess it's fine. I like the Plaque of Dominion. I like that -8 leadership. I'm surprised it's not like a rarer item, to be honest. Like, yeah, it's the Cube of Darkness is actually, like, more rare. I mean, that power recharge rate is pretty good, but, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just, like, helping cause a terror rout. I think it's just, pretty huge. Can swing a whole battle. But then I guess soaking a spell, so denying them the ability to cast a spell. Maybe denying them the ability to cast a spell quite as soon. I don't know. It's a weird one. Let's get Fervent. Because let's be honest, I can't think of a more fervent skink than Tehenhauin, let's be honest. Mentor, so you can train all of the other ones, even though you are literally the token Thesaurus warrior in our armies. Yeah, that's fine. You can get Arcane Convergence, so we have extra reserve capacity, even though we are not at capacity yet. We really do need to have, you know, do our channeling stance. Skararg. Great name. Great name. Alright, I'm going to move in, because it doesn't look like there's much going on over here. So we'll do that. Got a bit of extra cash. What can I spend it on? I mean, growth over here, I suppose, but I don't think I will. Oh, maybe I will. We need to save up for that. Or something. I don't know. Salat has recruitment that we don't need. Let's just get rid of that. Well, we are going to give these to Salat, aren't we? This is a new area. We'll get Barrios here. But yeah, Tlaxcala and Dragon we are going to give to Tlaxcala. So let's see if they actually have the money for it now. Dragon. We're going to be 500, is that it? Christ, mate. I'm getting 225 per turn from there. Like, it's not bad. I don't really want to give this up if he's going to be doing that, but also, it is his. You know, this is his territory, and I am playing the game that way. I am trying to roleplay as, you know, a liberator of Lustrian. I'm not really a liberator if it suddenly all becomes my territory, you know? That's not liberation, that's conquest. That's just conquest after another person has conquered it. You're just the next person to conquer it. Let's get Inspiring Presence. Man, you need to level up, dude. You need to level up. You really need a level. Alright, let's get that harbour on the go. Screw it. Moving on. So, Tim Mackenzie wants military access. I mean, I don't see why not. So yeah, Skararg and Evoldir. Hello, Evoldir. So, they have one settlement left. I didn't realise I had just kind of wiped them out. That's, it's pretty funny. You might be the one to lead. You might be the one to lead this. Because you can't reach Tehenhauin. But it does mean I might be able to... Wait, you can reach? What? Was it me or did it... Was it, like, it wasn't green? Oh, that's really weird. Sure, you go and join that battle. Anyway, this is the last, yeah, it's the last battle for these guys. Close victory? Really? Close victory? I can't be bothered to fight 8,000 bloodletters, so let's just skip that. I could subjugate them. No, I'm not going to subjugate. How would that even work? And loot and occupy, like I always do. Alright, Spectre zoom in. Blooded Wanderers are gone. Amazing. So there goes Skulltaker. Looks like I'll be keeping mine. Gem mineshaft. Yes, please. Yes, please. Love gems. Love shaft. Right, let's see. Who's the man with the gems? Shaft. Now, Sentinel of Time. I mean, that gets an upgrade, but just for growth, which we won't be able to bloody do anything with anyway. 1 turn and we can do Ocean. We need 16 grand to get to tier 5. Are you kidding me with that? Where am I going to get 16 grand? I mean, I'll get it one day, I suppose. Tlaxla is yours. Congratulations. He's going to be more for Tlaxla. Skirmisher. Skirmisher? Skirmisher. Good. Yeah. Bit more melee defense for my Skinks. So we are about to go to war with Yuan Bo. That'll be cool. I've got to say though, I'm a little surprised that we got through these guys so quickly. All we really need to do is defeat him and Yuan Bo, and we've liberated Lustria. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of elves there, but they've kind of always lived there. So yeah, interesting thing actually. So the elves, basically all of the Colchian plains, like everything around here, all of the south of Lustria is full of elven ruins. They used to have like a lot of, you know, a lot of cities and things on the south of Lustria. But yeah, they inevitably went after the Cataclysm and everything, and they only had the Citadel of Dusk left as a sort of, you know, to really show for it. And then just ruins, elven ruins, dot all of this landscape. Which is pretty cool. Because, you know, elves would never survive in the jungles. The plains, though, a bit more doable. You know, especially under the guidance of the old ones, you know. Back in those days. So, token. Let's see. Indomitable. Sure, be less domitable. Thanks. Or more be indomitable. Get the shield, the old ones. Irrepressible is just it recovers from death quicker. Not that death has ever slowed him down much. Higher state of consciousness. Barrier, replenishment delay. Sounds great. Let's do roiling skies, because there might be some flyers that we're facing. You know, there are those crows and a bunch of other nonsense, so yeah, they got some stuff. Now look at this Dark Elf city. Need to deal with them. Isle of the Crimson Skull. I mean, Isle of the Crimson Skull is a Indiana Jones movie waiting to happen, isn't it? But I guess they already did Crystal Skull. I mean, how many skulls can there be? Quite a lot, I imagine. Or else Skulltaker would have been really bored. And yeah, just barely move. Why can't I? I guess it's just the... I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't have to shimmy past Ashlotl. I feel like that should be pretty straightforward. Speaking of which, yeah, they're allies with me. Just wanted to check who's vassals and who's allies. In fact, let's just have a look. We have, we're military allies. No, we're defensive allies, sorry, and we're military allied there. So I guess we have no vassals. Because yeah, we're just in military alliances with the Lizardmen and the dwarfs. Interesting. All right. No wonder we're not getting money out of these sods. Outpost available. Yeah, we should build an outpost in Chenyopek. We should do that. It's for the roleplay. And for the meme. Look, our income is still going up and up and up and up there. So you... how do I get you to there? Oh, we actually have to jump into the sea. And then jump out of the sea. So have fun in the sea. And I guess you're going to start at the Temple of Kara. It does mean Spectre Zuma is going to be a little vulnerable, though. Although, apart from that, Yuan Bo seems to be occupied up here. What is he doing anyway? Let's have a look. Jade Court, there are 5 settlements. And that is like all in this area. I suppose Hexalotl is up here though, isn't it? Yeah, there's the Fallen Gates. Skeggy will be here. Port Reaver, I think, is here? Or like, it's around here somewhere, I can't remember. I always think of the Warhammer 2 map, which feels very different to this. This whole shape feels like very distorted compared to the Warhammer 1 map. Sorry, Warhammer 2 map. You know, the Vortex campaign. So, I always find it hard to place things until, like, I clear the fog of war there. But anyway, they don't like me much. They do not like me. They don't like me at all. Good. Good, they shouldn't. But, yeah, that's, 5 settlements all over here. It's interesting. Okay, let's crack on. Statsu? It is you! Oh, have a good time. Right, let's get Tehenhauin moving. In channeling stance. It's going to take us so long. It's going to take us a long time anyway, so who cares? Get in the sea. But like in a good way. Alright, in a good way. I need you to take Bloodhall. Yeah, if we can take Bloodhall and the Temple of Kara. Oh, hello. Hello there. Hang on. Yes, please. This is going to cost us a bunch, isn't it? Probably. Let's, who do we get rid of? I love that we have our dwarves. Let's get rid of, let's get rid of one of you. Get rid of one of you. And, oh no, that's the Regiment Renown. We could just get one of the Regiment Renown dinos, couldn't we? To help out. But I already had my heart set on the Blessed Dinosaurs. But, yeah, we could. I mean, we could do both, right? Could do both. Let's get Gelblom's Terror, which is hilarious. You know, I actually watched Jurassic Park the other day. It was my brother's birthday. So I had him over for a curry. And, like, one of his favourite movies, forever, was Jurassic Park. So we just sat down and watched Jurassic Park. Had a great time. It was really fun. Mostly just taking the mick out of all the characters and things. You know, with love. But, yeah, some very silly things they all do. There's a great bit where Grant sees the... You know, it's the first time he sees dinosaurs, sees the Brachiosaurus. And there's this whole spiel where he's just like, oh, we were wrong, they don't live in swamps. And like... Like, they were cloned. Right? They're just placed wherever the hell people want them, right? Just like, they're a park attraction. Right, where are the swamps? They're not in the swamps because there's no swamp. We put him on a hill, he's on a hill, alright? That's where the Brachiosaurus lives, we put him on a hill. We're playing God here. Were you not paying attention? This is not going to give you, like, huge insights about their habitat. We chose their habitats. We cloned them and we put them in the habitat. So, you know, I find it really funny. But anyway, it's a great movie. Great movie. Genuinely, it's a fantastic movie. Now let's see. And yeah, I did mention Gelblom's Terror as Goldblum, right? Jeff Goldblum, who's in Jurassic Park. I have mentioned that reference before in this campaign, right? Because otherwise you guys are like, why are you talking about Jurassic Park? What? Anyway. Also, the curry was lovely. I forget which one I had. My brother had a jalfrezi, I remember that. You know, important details. Ancient skills. While studying some newly recovered ancient plaques, your Skinks have rediscovered long-lost building techniques that will enable the construction of high pyramids and mighty ziggurats, the likes of which have not been seen within Lustrian temple cities for ages past. Generally, such construction rises slowly. Will you employ these new techniques or not? So they'll be cheaper, but take longer. Yes, please. We need cheaper. Chamber revisions. Cheaper. The cheaper revisions. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are too. Let's Yeah, upkeep down for Skinks. That's good, actually, because we have nothing but Skinks. So basically 10% of the cost of our army. I say that. The proportion of our expense that is Skinks is probably only about half of the expense of our army, just because dinosaurs cost so much. Bloody dinosaurs. Oh, this campaign would be so much better without all these dinosaurs. Of the myriad jungle plants, some are poisonous while others stimulate and rejuvenate the Skinks. I'm glad. I'm glad. They deserve it, you know? They've been working hard. Alright, Gorm. Alright, Gorm. Let's do it. Let's... Oh, I spent my money, didn't I? Alright, well... Cheaper building was cool and everything, but... Let's forget that. Oh, I can't get you. Oh, that's so annoying. It's blacked out when I can't afford it, and it's blacked out because I can't recruit it. Like, come on, man. Alright, I guess I'm not getting the sacred ones. Although, I mean, we can get... There are regiment renowned sacred ones we could get. We get the Shredder of Lustria. I mean, the Thunderous one would be pretty cool to have against Harkon, right? Just, you know, bring something along. You know, some creature of legend. I'm not sure about the Shredder of Lustria, though. I don't feel like that would suit this army. But the Thunderous one. Thunderous one I like. So we'll do that, and then just a couple of Croxeals. Or just the one, that's fine too. I only wanted one anyway. Right, can we attack anything? No, we can't. Well, that's frustrating. Oh, we literally can't land there. We need to just attack it from the sea. That's fine. Anyone want to give us money? For, like, no reason? Wow, no one does. No one wants to give us money for no reason. Except, I guess, Gorok would confederate with me? That's stupid. You're stupid, Gorok. I mean, seriously. Look, have some pride. More melee defense and speed is good. I like that. Alright, let's move on. Okay, schemes of doom. Best ones? Best ones. Alright, look. Really? You can't even squeak through that gap? It's going to take you an extra turn to do that. Christ. Well, alright. Shishu Puyang is coming. Well, you're not going to be able to stop this, so screw you. Everyone's coming. The jungle is coming. And yeah, we just want to say that over. I hope we have some good battles with these guys. We could liberate the Hunts Marshal's expedition. But of course we're not going to do that. We're going to loot and occupy, because that's what we always do. Okay, good. Spectre Zoomer, we can, you know... Oh, what's it called? Come on, what it's called? What is it when you cover stuff in gems? It's a word for it. We're going to do that. Maybe I should do some of the more, like, the magic-y stuff with Tehenhauin while we still got some levels. So I'm going this way to get, like, lightning strike. I don't think I would need that. Just sort of, you know, thought whatever, might as well. But, I mean, do cheaper upkeep, but I mean, if we do, like, a bunch of points in here. Yeah, let's do some more magic. So we can get Arcane Conduit for him. I think that would be cool. I think that'd be fun. Wellsprings of Eternity. Oh, cow. Let's get cow. Let's get more cow. Sentinels of Zeti. Looking fine. Yeah, I think everything's looking fine. I think this is where we're going to stop the episode. Because I've had enough of you guys. And it's, you know, it's that how long episodes are. But anyway, we started a new war. We will soon have Gorm up to full strength. Oh, in fact, let's get that queued up now before I forget. So we'll soon have Gorm up to full strength. And in fact, actually, I'm gonna be a cool guy. Here we go. Let me save ourselves a turn. How cool is that? It's global recruitment, not recruitment generally. So we didn't save a turn at all. We did nothing. Never mind. It wasn't as clever as I thought it was. Anyway, whatever. We're having fun. Right. Guys, comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. It's the World's Edge Mountains. The dwarfs from the World's Edge Mountains.